Okay. Now, whether you were shipping as a reseller or um, for whatever platform you're on, or even on your own website, you might want to look into this pirateship.com thing. Um, Look it up on the internet. Just put pirate ship for shipping packages. Hit go. You'll come to it. Um, and it's a really cute site. I mean, it's like a little kid designed it. It is so cute. Very, very, very simple to use. Okay. Whether you're shipping, in padded envelope, baggie, a box and a baggie, whatever. They've got some really great alternatives. Now, I'm going to tell you right up top, I'm not sure if it works for people shipping like from Europe overseas or Canada or Hawaii. You'll have to check that out and research that on their site and see if that's possible. They have a place on the top of the website that says rates, and you'll click on that, and it'll take you right down. You go about middle of the page. You can click on the left hand side. You'll click commercial shipping rates or something like that, and then down the middle of the page, it'll have like a shipping calculator thing where you enter zip code here, zip code there, what size your package is, the weight, and you can go and switch it all around from box, and then you can move the you can click on the box and move it to envelope and stuff like that, and you can get some idea on prices. Now, I did find it on really small stuff that kind of the post office was a little bit cheaper, but it just depends how you're shipping it. Um, they have some really, really good deals. But most of their rates, the cheaper rate is going to be under the 17 inches. And I mean, if you can get your package, or envelope, if you say you have an envelope 17 by 17, if you can get it to 16 and a half, 16 and a half, you will save immensely just for that little half inch on each side. So I will tell you that big difference. Um, so, uh, and remember that it's a write off your shipping and all that, and that's not part of your profit. Your supplies and your shipping and your gas to go to the post office. Um, and you should know your restrictions of what you can ship, what you can't. Please try to insure everything because it's worth it. If you're shipping commercially, like on one of these platforms like eBay or Mercari or something. Um, do know all your restrictions. Don't ship stuff the wrong way because it's illegal, really bad illegal. But they give you several options, from FedEx to UPS to United States Post Office and stuff. They give you a lot of different options. They show you your cheapest option to the most expensive option, including overnight processes. So you might want to research it a little bit. Check it out. Yeah, you can put a credit card on there so that you can bill to that every time you buy postage. Um, and you don't pay monthly for the service at all. And it's commercial cubic rate shipping is what it is. That's where your real savings is the cubic, which is like boxed in a bag and all that. I did another vlog that shows how to pack. And I asked other really pro resellers to do some vlogs like this, and they just never did. But I think it really helps for a beginning seller to understand, because your shipping is a huge cost now, and it takes a really big bite out of your sale. And I don't think customers realize how expensive it is now to ship. I mean, when I first started shipping out back in about 2002, when I was super mega big on Amazon and eBay and my own website, plus I worked, um, it was a lot different creature. And still, back then I thought, boy, the shipping costs are just so high, but they aren't anything close to today. Today they're absolutely horrible. I mean, I will say one good thing about it: to pay the shipping today. Hey, buddy, to pay the shipping today, um, you know, it's going to save the customer the drive and the time and the battles in the stores with all the people and then non-respectable people with corona. And then it's going to save on fuel. Fuel's a big problem right now, even though it's going down a little bit every day here. I don't know what it's doing everywhere else. It's just really really rough. So they're still getting a huge savings by not having to go out and shop for whatever it is they need, and it comes right to your house. There it is. It's like Christmas, man. Um, so I think it's still, you know, worth it to order online for products than to drive around and hunt them down and the parking and all that other mess. So, but mostly the gas. So, it's still, you know, a good opportunity for the customers and makes us go green. The less exhaust, the better it is, right? So, you should really check this out. I've done a lot of research this week on it to get to this point. Um, that you got to have a scale. That's a jeweler's scale. I bought that on Amazon, 35, 40 bucks several years ago. I don't know what they run today. This is a really good one. It's got the maximum weight. It'll do gram, ounces, pounds. It's perfect for your smaller things. If you get big boxes, you can use a bathroom scale. But remember, you're not going to have the ounces. You're just going to have the pounds. So you probably want to round up to the next pound. So, thank you. I love that little scale. I bought it to do gram weight on jewelry for my website so that people have an idea of, you know, how you know, heavy a ring is and all that all together. They know it's not just some old cheapo lightweight junk. So if you put the gram weight, because I don't do carats and I'm not a big time jeweler person. I kind of wished I was. I wished I, you know, had an opportunity to make jewelry, like cast it. I really would have liked to learn that. But this is very nice. It has a glass top. Needs to be on level surface. It will self-level itself once you turn it on. So you've got to keep it still and have it on a level surface. It's digital. This is the on-off, and this is the mode tear where you can change it from ounces, pounds, grams, whatever. So it's real handy. And I got this on the internet. I think it was on Amazon. You just have to look for the one with the blue writing on it. And it's an excellent, excellent, excellent scale. Let me see if it's got a name on it. Merch Source LLC. I love this. It runs on two AAA battery. And I just changed the batteries out after all these years. Just changed them out. And I've used a devil out of that thing. And then it has this other cover you could stick on there. I usually just run it with this. But once you turn it on, it'll self-level itself and take it to itself to zero. And then you wait a couple seconds and then you can change your mode to tear for whatever, if you're doing pounds, grams, whatever. Excellent for jewelry. Love it. And I used to do pecans on this too. The smaller box of pecans. And then this is a bathroom scale. This is digital. And this takes two AAA batteries also. They'll last a really long time. And I've just bought this dirt cheap, like half off on the blue sticker price of $6.99 at Waterfront Mission. So I paid like $3.50 for it plus tax. So that's used. And then if you go to Walmart, it's like yeah, they are. If you go to Walmart, it's like $20 and up for digital. But I mean, you can use a manual too. They're okay too, as long as it stays on the zero before you start, so you get an accurate reading. But you know, you're probably not going to get your ounces on this, just your pounds. And you can't put too big a box on this one because then you can't read the dial, and you got too much overlapping. So, but this is ideal. I used to do pecans on a scale like this. Plus, when I did smaller packages of pecans and stuff, I had a kitchen scale that it's like from an old butcher deli that's like, it's like this big and it's manual and it has a little middle arrow that slides up and down, and then it's got a stack on it and then a plate that looks like this. And that's really nice. And I bought that one secondhand store for like $3. If I still have it, I think I've got two of them, a bigger one and a smaller one, and didn't pay nothing for them used. So if you look in your secondhand stores and that, or go to restaurant supply, sometimes they have some used stuff in the back. You might find one back there. You just kind of have to look around, you know. The biggest thing is, it's got to have a good balance to it where it'll go to zero or your stuff's not going to be accurate. And so I really like having the three different scales. You can also go in between these two and go buy a kitchen scale at Walmart. It's like digital, and they have several of them there. Get the most expensive one they sell, and that has the most poundage weight to it. And it's what you use for like dieting and stuff, where you want to cut your piece of meat and measure it because it's your calorie intake and all that other crap. But they've got some real nice ones for like $10 to $20 at Walmart. It's a scale that'll be in between these two. Like I say, this was designed for jewelry. That's what I bought it for. I can't remember what it's actually designed for, but it might be a kitchen scale too. But I bought it to do jewelry. That was the original intention. But I've used it for tons of jewelry, and I've used it for shipping. So, but yeah, you can get an intermediate one at Walmart for $10 to $20. You can look on the app on your phone for Walmart is a really handy item, and you can see what the price is on it. And you can order it and go pick it up in your car. They bring it right out to your car too. So those are some good options where you can start cheap. Otherwise, if you go buy that one at the post office, it's like massively expensive. I think it used when it started, it was like 45, and I think now it's like 70. And then you got to put a credit card in, and then you got to apply for commercial shipping and pay a fee every month. And I'm just not interested in all that. Then stamps.com has got one they sell. I did see one that was quite nice, like those at Sam's Club, and I think it was $30 or $40 like 5 years ago. It could be way more expensive now. And of course, the Sam's website doesn't want to give you prices, but you can look up their stock, but they don't give you prices over the phone or on their website. So you have to go there in person. Um, it's just some rule they have, but and which is a part of Walmart too. It's so lame. But anyway, so those are those options. And when you go on that Walmart website, you got to click the part that says in store. So you're only searching for the items within the store that's in your area. Otherwise, you're going to get all these other people to advertise on there to sell, and it's coming from entirely somewhere else. It's not what's in the store, so I don't want to mess you up. Where you look it up on that app, and then you go down to Walmart, and it's not there, and it's because it's not an in-store product. You can also tell by if it has alphabetical number and then numerical for the aisle number. It'll say like K19. That means it's in store. Right? That's a really handy app. I'm gonna tell you. You find penny deals on there, all kinds of stuff. And if the price is any different at the cash register, you call a manager over and you show them, hey, this is what the Walmart app says for your store, and you're charging me the wrong price. And they will correct it immediately, even if it's a total mistake. If the item's $40 and it's reading a penny on the app, you're getting it for a penny. And if I were you, I would get three before I head up to that cash register and go, I want all three, please. Sell the rest. So that's a real good master plan too. And then they may sell scales like at the office supplies on it, but it's going to be massively high. I would imagine $80 to $150 probably, but this is the easiest way to fly. $350 here. I paid 35 or 40 for that several years ago. Um, and then the mechanical kitchen scales at the secondhand store for $3 or $6. Or that cool kitchen scale that's digital at Walmart. Get the best one you can get, the most expensive one that has the most weight range, because you want ounces and you want pounds. Ounces and pounds for your postage. Grams is jewelry. So ounces and pounds is really important. But if you're going to sell jewelry, you want to get one that does grams too. So there you go. But anyway, so if you're a drug dealer, well, we won't go into that. But anyway, so with pirate ship, um, now also I went over this in an earlier vlog about um a really good thing to get your prices down on the internet, especially eBay. I researched everybody's prices from top sellers to just beginning sellers and for same items and stuff like that. And so these are really good shipping prices if you want to make sales. It needs to be this or lower. So if you have shoes, I don't care if it's men's dress shoes or it's women's high heels or platforms, try to go $10 or less on your ship that you're charging, okay, on your price for your items to sell. If you have a little lightweight thing that goes in like the smaller little envelope, oh, like this. If you have some little pieces like some kid's puzzle or some kind of goofy little thing and put it in that, you need to go at about, like sticker collection or whatever, $5 or less there. Earrings, and we're talking about, like, earrings in a little gift box. These are from Dollar Tree. Um, and you get like 3 or 4 of them for $1, and they're real pretty. You can get different colors. This is hologram gold. That's really super flashy fun to send to a customer. And you can put the box in there or the box in the bag trick, which gives you the ultimate savings. But the only problem is I would be really tempted. Now here you could put it in here or the plain envelope. Would be the cool option. But if you're going to go box in a bag, because they throw this stuff around and it's going to get smashed and all kinds of other junk thrown on top of it in the bin, I would definitely put it in another cardboard box. And there is your presentation. When they open the bag, they open the cardboard box, and this lovely box comes out with your receipt in there and all that good stuff. It makes a very nice presentation. But it would last better in the bag if you had a heavier bag over this, because it's going to get bashed up. Trust me. So make sure that's really packed good if you do the bog in the back theory. The box in the bag theory. So and these are just gorgeous. I looked at trying to get bulk on these, and they're huge, expensive. And somebody shipped me something in this. And I was like, man, I mean, very impressive. This is gold. You can get these for $1 each at Dollar Tree. Now that's really pricey when you're going to ship something. If it's costing you $1 for the envelope right off the top, you know what I mean? PlayStation parts like power supply on eBay for $69. Yeah, they've got some cool deals. All that stuff is selling like a bat out of hell right now. And then if you're gonna do a necklace, same way. You want to do it the same way, but charge $5.50 or less. Pants like women's and men's pants or kids jeans, $8 should be your shipping. If you're doing a jacket, unless it's a really expensive big giant jacket, the going rate for shipping a jacket is like $10 if you want to get it sold. $10 or less. Other than that, that flat rate, the big box of the flat rate that cost, see if I can successfully get it out of here. $21.50, if you can believe this box is 20. It used to be 15. $21.50 for this box. Ugh. I'll have it here in just a moment. Okay, this is the priority flat rate, so you can put just about any weight in it. It does have some restrictions, so you have to research that. Large flat rate box, $21.50. If you go to the post office, you can get stacks of these wrapped in plastic, like 50 of them at a time. They give to you free, or they'll deliver them to you. You can order them on their website, UnitedStatesPostOffice.com, whatever it is. And you can order it and they'll ship it to you. You can also have them pick your packages up. But that's a pretty good box. It'll fit most jackets. I mean, unless it's like a really big leather motorcycle jacket, it may not fit in there. Or a rancher jacket, it might not fit in there. But everything else would be fine. But now that's like $20. But it is priority. You can get a tracking number and insurance too. I think it's like $50 insurance. I ordered, but I had one and had a set of boxes. And uh, the neatest one they ever made was a triangle long one. That was really handy. Um, but I don't think it's really good for posters. But I don't know if they still have that box anymore. That was so neat. So if you were selling posters, man, you make out like bacon because it ships so good, that triangle box. And and then okay, so we did the jacket, shirts. So you got t-shirt or men's dress shirt or women's nice shirt or several shirts. Charge $7. $7 or less. These are really accurate, like eBay prices. I went and sat and researched it for several hours to check what was really happening, what was selling, what their shipping rates were, and it was just repeated. So this was the best prices. If you're doing glasses, sunglasses, or reading glasses, something like that, you want to go seven or less. And makeup, if you're shipping a one lipstick or a blush or something, $5. So these are iconic prices to charge for your shipping um, stuff out on your ad. And then if your real shipping is like $12 for shoes and it's not that 10, then take that $2 and put it on the price of the product. Now, the free shipping thing is a scam, and not everybody's stupid. All they're doing is taking that shipping cost and sticking it on the price of the items. That means the shoe, that $12 for shipping, or 10, um, on your discount rate. They're just stuffing it on the price of the shoe. So the shoe's $30, so now it's going to be $40 and free shipping. And it's a scam. Not everybody's stupid. But that's how they do it. They jack the price up, and you go, "Oh boy, it's free shipping." Well, it's not. It's not free. Trust me, it's not free. It's not free for us to ship. That's one of our largest costs right now, other than gasoline. Okay, so with pirate ship, here's some stuff I've got, and you may want to take notes. So what I based it on is, like, if you're doing like my most expensive shipping from Florida is California. Now I don't do any overseas. No way, because there's no tracking, and it gets hung up in customs, and then the people don't want to pay the tax when it comes in, and that's their responsibility, not mine. But a lot of people think that's included, and then they get mad, and the stuff gets shipped back, and your money's stopped, and it's just a nightmare. Forget it. No. You don't have proof of shipping. Yeah. I only do continental United States. That means I don't do Canada. Sorry, guys. I love y'all. But anyway, I don't do Canada. I don't do overseas. I do not do Hawaii. And I don't do the other extra little islands either. Only the continental USA. The stuff that I can drive with my car, like from New York to California, you know, um, and stuff like that. Because I have a tracking number, and it's not held up in customs, and it gets there in time. Hawaii, I'll tell you why I don't like Hawaii. I used to get a lot of orders from Hawaii years ago on eBay, and I was like, oh, that's really neat. These Hawaiian people like my stuff. Well, the problem with Hawaii is it could take a month or two to get out there. I don't know why, but it does. And if you're waiting on payment, or you're waiting on people to review your product and give you some stars or whatever for your ratings, you're not going to see it. It's going to be too late for them to give a rating because the door closes after so much time. And two, if you have a problematic thing with like a return or whatever, these people are sending you an email 2 months after they got the item going, I want to return it. And it's like, 2 months? Well, because they just got it. It's too much problem. There's too much negativity involved for you as a seller to ship to Hawaii, because it's going to get there really, really late, and you're going to get surprised with, I don't know what. It was damaged in shipping. I haven't seen it yet. They'll email you every other day. Where's my package? Where's my package? Well, I don't know. And they got to fly it out there. Unless they put it on a cruise ship. Maybe that's why it takes so long. They stick it on a cruise ship. I don't know. But I just don't do any of those anymore. I learned my lesson a long time ago, especially with Europe. There's absolutely no tracking. You do not have proof that they got it, and PayPal will just hijack your money. Now, PayPal's owned by a different guy today, so that might be different. But all in all, you usually have to have proof of receipt of shipping, signature confirmation, tracking number, or something that says, I shipped. When they're trying to Jew you or con you and say they never received it, well, yeah, they could say it all day long. You shipped to Europe because there's no tracking number, so don't do it. Sorry for you guys overseas. I love you, but, it's not worth it to me. Now, I don't know what it's like for them to ship over here because I know people that do ship over here a lot from Europe. And I should ask them about that. But a lot of them say they use like DHL. That's the kind of stuff they use to ship over here. And they pay dirt cheap to ship to the USA. Why we got to pay so much money, I don't know. Because I knew a girl that used to send stripper shoes to the USA, hand over fist from England. Okay. And no, Denmark, from Denmark. And her shop name was Sparkle and Shine or Shine and Sparkle or something or other. And uh she did so much shipping to the USA, it was amazing. And I said, I went and looked at her stuff, and her shipping was like, you know, $10 or $15 an item. I said, how is your shipping so cheap for those big platforms? She says, well, that's what it is. I use DHL. And I'm like, man, we have DHL here, but that's not that cheap. And it would be shipped in time. It didn't take like a lifetime. So but now, if you ship out there, it gets hung up in like two sets of customs. It could be there a month or two. The customer doesn't go pick it up and pay the taxes on the item coming in the country. They're going to end up holding it for a while, and then they ship it back to you, and it's just a mess. And then, they put in a thing saying that item not received. So you're going to lose your money, and be really lucky to get it back. And if you do, in the paperwork to go overseas, oh my God, it's like 4 or 5 pages of crap. And you got to read it and you pray to God you fill it out the right way, sign the dotted line several times. Because if you don't do it right, you're going to federal penitentiary. It's a federal crime if you defraud the United States Postal Service. Yeah, I've done it. I hate filling out those papers. It takes like an hour. And you're like going to the postmaster going, you wish they'd fill it out for you, but they make you do it. They hand you all this crap, and they go, okay, now fill all this out, and then I'm going to take the next customer. And then you got to go way over in the corner on some table and try to find a pen, or go to your car and get a pen. And it's like about every third line, you're like running back up there when they don't have a customer and go, okay, what do I do in this part? And then they tell you. And you got to use special tape because they will not accept it overseas unless you use that gluey paper tape that you wet with a sponge and do it. And the box has to be totally covered with like, you know, shopping bag paper. It's just really weird. But you have to remember they got to cut it open 2 or 3 times before the customer even gets it. And that's the next problem I have. Anytime somebody touches that stuff in there and they don't repack it right, it could suffer damage. And then what if they steal something out of there? You know what I mean? Now you're screwed because you sent 12 and only 10 showed up. I mean, I don't know. I have shipped many a time to Europe. I don't do it anymore. Too much paperwork. It takes over an hour just to do the paperwork at the post office to get it right. And then have them ship it. It takes them about 15 minutes to run all that caca through the computer. Weigh your package, measure your package, tell you what you did wrong, tell you to go back and rewrap it, buy this other box, whatever you got to do. I mean, it's just endless bullcrap. I don't care if it's blush. I have shipped blush to England. Makeup blush for a girl. $35 Merle Norman cost $35 to ship to Europe in a little box or envelope. I think I shipped it in one of these padded jobbers. Wrapped it up with some bubble wrap inside and then put it in a padded thing too. $35. Took it a year. One little thing of blush, makeup blush. Yep. And I'm like, are you sure you want it? It's $35 to ship it. Oh yeah, I gotta have it. Because they couldn't get it over there. And I'm like, man, I can't imagine paying $35 shipping and $35 for the item. That's just retarded. But, what do you do? So, and she used to get some from me, like every 3 months. She'd say, "Hey, will you go down and get me the lipstick? I need this color and I need this." And I'd send her one or two pieces, and that was it. Um, um, about once or twice a year. That's it. And she'd pay all that flipping shipping. But so yeah, it's just too much work to get something shipped out with all that paperwork and all that crap and the time involved. No tracking number, so you had no proof of shipping. You can't get signature or anything else. Sits in customs 2 or 3 times on its way, and just sits there. The worst is in the Orient. Customs can take anywhere from 7 days to 7 weeks, especially if they're on holiday, because they have holidays all the time. And so, no, I'm not interested. The wait's too long for Hawaii. Canada's problematic. It usually be shipped right back to you. And if you put on that documentation gift, because they'll always tell you when they order from you, "Hey, can you write on the tax papers gift?" Well, here's the problem. If you write gift, you're going to the federal pen. That's a promise. Do not write gift. You write, and you have to declare the value because it's going through customs. So, um, you want to be honest and reveal the contents and what the retail value is on it. And it's really, really important. So if you sold them a pair of used shoes for $25 and then you charge $10 for shipping, you're going to write used shoes, blue, size 9, whatever it is, and you're going to write $25. Exactly what they paid for. And you're going to put the receipt in there too with your item. Your little printout on your computer, you print out the order, and you keep a copy and for your records, for your tax records and stuff, and then you put a copy in their box or envelope, whatever it is. And yeah. So, and then you got to get that special tape and all that other crap, and it's just pain in the butt. So, yeah, I just do United States. The party's over. That's it. I tell them in advance I'm not doing it. Um, and that's just the way it is. I don't do Canada. Now, I've ordered from Canada. I've ordered from the Orient lots of times. I've ordered from Europe. I've done a lot of things. But um, I'm not shipping there. I'm through. I am through. I went through it so many times. It is a living nightmare, even for family members, to ship overseas. No, 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 no. Find somebody else. So, yeah, it's not worth it. I mean, you got to figure your time. It's just like you're resourcing stuff secondhand, which is a big thing right now. Um, your time and gas and your money. Okay, until you sell it. Okay, so if you spent, all day long driving around to yard sales, secondhand stores, flea markets, whatever you're doing, and you spent all these hours for the whole day on Sunday, you spent, $350 buying a bunch of stuff, and you spent $25 in fuel. Okay, I mean that's all money. Your hourly, your fuel, what you paid out, all that. It's all hourly, and it's the same way at the post office. If it's going to take you, if you say, "Yeah, I'll ship all over the world," well, if it's going to take you an hour and a half for each package that has to go overseas, you're not going to like it. And unless you're a super pro, you're not going to be able to fill that paperwork out without a post person standing there. You can run back and forth and go, "Hey, now what do I do on this part?" I don't care how many times you've done it. It is really hard to do it just right because one fatal mistake, you got to rewrite all that stupid paperwork. And it's just like, oh my gosh. Because they have to have paperwork goes for customs. They have to have paperwork goes on the package. They have to have paperwork that you have to have as copies. And I mean, it's just paperwork and paperwork and paperwork. And it's just a nightmare. It's just, they're not paying me enough for this. Especially you're sending something stupid like that little blush. Do I really want it to, spend an hour and a half on paperwork to send one blush to Denmark? No, I really don't. I really don't. I was making $5 on that blush. That was it. $5 I was making on that blush. You know, and it was worth it. And not counting my gas to go down there to the post office too. But yeah, so I'm not doing it. You do what you want, but I'm not doing it. So now that we've got that figured out, let's get down to the nitty gritty of pirate ship, because I've spent a lot of time researching this on their website. And so uh okay, I've got like some all metal little scissors, okay, 5 inch. All right, that's 2 ounces. It goes in a padded envelope like this, but it's going to be a 7.5 inch by 5 inch by ½ inch thickness. Okay. And so if we do a bag post office, like this little plastic baggy thing, you do the bag thing, okay, or this envelope thing, or just a plain envelope. I prefer to do it in this. Or where's that other envelope? Here's that little manila dude. One of these kind of envelope. Okay, right there. It's $3.86 from California to Florida. That's gonna be your highest price. Is California to Florida or Florida to California? You see what I'm saying? So that's going to be your highest price across the United States. So that's how you need to judge your shipping, because if you're doing a flat rate of shipping, you got to cover your butt, okay? Because you don't know where they live. If you do a calculated shipping, you're going to get ripped off, because a calculator doesn't always work right. I promise you. And you don't want to pay a $10, $20 difference out of your pocket because the calculator didn't work. So I like to make my own shipping price. Now you can try those ones I just went over with you, that are dirt cheap, uh, you know, and you raise price on the other end. You can do that, or you can, go through pirate ship and do it like this, and you can still tack an extra dollar on there, and make some money out of it. Okay, thank you for thumbs up. Because this is cheaper than the post office. Okay, because we're going cubic rate shipping, commercial shipping, cubic rate. You don't have to be a member. You don't have to pay a monthly fee. You're riding on the commercial rate. Okay, just as if you had bought account at the United States Post Office and are paying monthly for that account to use it, or from another shipper, you have to pay monthly. This one you don't. So any of these, you're talking $3.86. Okay, from California to here or here to California. Priority will be $9.68. Now, if you go to a box, you are talking $3.86. All right. Priority $9.68. Okay. Now, if you go priority flat rate, that little box. Let's see if we got one over here. This little box that's already flat rated is $9.45, if it'll fit in that sucker. I mean, that's like a woman's wallet will fit in there. You know what I mean? I used to love to ship stuff out in those little boxes. Okay, and then I got a middle rate. Okay, I got the zip code for Nebraska right in the middle of the state. Okay, so that's my halfway mark in the United States, right? So that gives me another idea, because I got the California rate and I got the middle of the state rate. Okay, so that same thing, the 5-inch all metal scissors, like stainless steel. Okay, it's gonna be in the bag, envelope, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be $3.48. Okay, and the priority will be $8.12. Okay, that's still cheaper than a little tiny box, and it's still cheaper than the padded envelopes that are priority flat rate. Okay, now, and that would be to the halfway mark of Nebraska, from either California to Nebraska or Florida to Nebraska or Nebraska, either way, whatever. Okay, and then if you put it in a box, it's going to be $3.48. Priority be $8.12. Okay, now if you have a little thing like like a little baby shirt or baby bonnet or something simple, baby bib that you want to ship out. Okay. It's going to go in a 2-ounce plain envelope like this. Okay. Would be fine. Now you can put it in a Ziploc bag before you put it in an envelope, protect it. Because this is not waterproof. But now you use this envelope, that one, this one. Okay. 7.5 by 5 inch by ½ inch. Right? Okay, so now you're going to get on the bag deal, whether it's bag in a box, a bag, or a padded envelope thing, or a regular envelope, $3.86. Priority $9.68. Now that's, California to Florida, all the way across states. Okay. And then if you do the box thing, it's going to be $3.86 on a box, and then priority at $9.68. But now that's the same dimensions, 7.5 by 5 by half. Okay. Now, if you do the halfway mark in the United States, Nebraska, it's going to be $3.48 for the bag or envelope, whatever. Priority on that bag or envelope of $8.12. But if you go to a box, it's going to be $3.48 for regular and $8.12 for priority. So it's a big difference, because right there you're down like 40 cents in most parts and $1 in the others. So actually it's almost $2 on the priority. You've got a savings on the middle of the states. Okay, so if you're selling a baseball card, you know what that looks like, right? Collector's cards and whatever, like you got in bubble gum and all that. Okay, so baseball card. Okay. And you've got 3 ounces total. Now we're talking about the card in a plain envelope with a little cardboard around it inside. Okay. And that's 3 ounces. It's 9-inch by 6-inch by 1.5-inch thick. Because you'll make sure you got it covered. If you're going to use a box inside an envelope, which would probably be a better idea. Let's see, if you take this box, these little gift boxes for $1 at Dollar Tree. If you take a box and put that card in there, and you can also surround it with some light cardboard, and you can stick it in this envelope right here. Okay? And it would be fairly safe there. Or you can put it in this floater inside another box, because this becomes cubic rate once it hits this bag. As long as the 4 corners are hanging out. You can't tape it up and wrap it all around the box. That's not it. It's box in a bag, and it shouldn't look like a box is in there. See what I'm saying? It should just look like box in a bag. So you can put it in a heavier box. Put that gold box in a little heavier box so it doesn't get destroyed in the box in the bag thing. So you throw crap all over it, big boxes on top of it, everything else. And then throw it in this bag, and you get the cubic rate, which is dirt cheap. So you get all these different options that you can use in one. And you can see this on the website too. And so a baseball card, 3 ounce, 9-inch by 6-inch by 1.5-inch, plain envelope, or these envelopes, or the bag, whatever, $3.86 to California. Priority $9.68. Okay. If it's in box, like a box, okay, without the envelope, the bag, and all that other junk, $3.86, priority $9.68. So you got the same exact price either way you ship it. Now, if you're going halfway mark in the states, Nebraska, it's a savings. You're going to get a bag is going to be $3.48, priority be $8.12. If you're going in a box, it's going to be $3.48 and $8.12 there too. So same price. So in mid states, you've got anywhere from $1 to $2 savings, cheaper than shipping all the way across the states. So I'm just giving you an idea here. I've got a couple more here to give you an idea, because you might be shipping different things. Like you might be shipping games. So here it is right here. If you're going to ship like a DVD movie or a game, okay? That's 8.5 ounces in the bag. Okay. And it's 11 inch by 10 inch by 1 inch tall. Right? That's going to be basically your dimensions. It just gets to give you an idea. I want you to measure this stuff out before you ship. If everything goes in that box, I just did that in a previous vlog. But this gives you an idea of what you need to charge to cover your butt so you're not short, you see? So and what you got to charge on your ad if you're selling the stuff. So a movie or a game, okay, for like a Nintendo or a PS5 or whatever, that kind of stuff. I guess digital game. Um okay, that's about 8.5 ounces. It's going 11 inch by 10 inch by 1 inch tall. So the bag to California from Florida is $4.98, and priority is going to run $9.18. If you ship it in a solid box, it's going to be $4.98, and priority be $9.68. Now, if you're shipping halfway across the states, Nebraska, from either direction, it's going to be $4.50 for the bag option, and priority be $8.12. Solid box will be $4.50, and priority be $8.12. So the same price over there, but it's 50 cents cheaper on the regular rate and about $1 cheaper. Yeah, it's $1 cheaper on the priority rates between California and Nebraska. So, then okay, now say you're gonna ship out a little baby outfit, okay, 2 or 3 pieces. The little shirt, the pants, and the bib or a little hat or something. 2 or 3 piece baby outfit. 7 ounces. Goes in a padded envelope is the best way to fly. Like this. You can put it all in here, fold it real nice and neat, or roll it, put it in a Ziploc bag for each one, slide it in there nice and neat. Great presentation. And so you got 11 inch by 9.5 inch by 4 inch tall. Padded. Okay, padded one. You can also ship it in this baggie. Put it all in that baggie. And a lot of people do that. And because that's like totally waterproof. And it doesn't hurt it if you don't have breakable items. Okay, so you're talking, California to Florida, $4.15 on the baggie or the envelopes. And priority be $9.68. If you want to go solid box, $4.15, priority $9.68. Now that's really good actually. Okay, halfway mark in the states, Nebraska, California, Nebraska, or Florida, Nebraska. You're looking at bag is $3.87, priority is $8.12, solid box $3.87, priority is $8.12. Now, that's pretty good rates. I remembered I shipped some games from Georgia to Tennessee. Really? Yeah. So this pirate ship, is pretty incredible. The thing I like about the pirate ship is the mileage for, distance shipping. It's really, really worth it. When you're shipping California to Florida, Florida to California, that distance shipping, it's really dirt cheap. Okay, and then I shipped an envelope one day at 8x10 that had some really light stuff in it, had fringe in it, and they charged me $7. I'm like, are you kidding? I said, it doesn't weigh anything. And they're like, that's what it is. And then when you ship an envelope, you have to ship it as packaged because you can't get a tracking number. But with all this pirate ship stuff, a tracking number comes automatic free with all of it. All of it. So you don't have to worry about, shipping from the envelope to, the baggie to a box. Every single piece gets a tracking number. Why can't the post office do that? So, okay, so those are those prices. Let's go to platform shoes, stripper shoes. Okay, they're big and they're heavy. 3 pound. I'm just taking a box measurement off the top of my head. 12 inch by 12 inch by 6 inch tall box. Okay. If you do the bag in the box thing, You're talking $12.67 to California. That's really cheap, buddy. You want to go priority? It's 13.17, and if you want to get just a solid box, you're talking 13.17, $1 higher. Okay, if you don't put that box in a baggie, and then you got priority at 20 for a solid box. Okay, that's not in the baggie. And then the halfway mark in the states for Nebraska would be bag in a box at 9.12, priority at 10.11, and solid box 10.11, and priority 11.54. Okay, so now you got the 17-inch rule. I went over this before. With pirate ship, you got to have a 17-inch rule. That means if your box or envelope, is 17 inches here and 17 inches here, because see, it's cubic rate shipping, commercial shipping. The better price you're going to get is if you can get a half inch shorter. So if you can fold over your envelope a little bit more, if you can get, 16 and a half inch, 16 and a half inch or less, you really have a huge savings. But the most that, they're going to take is like 17 by 17. So that's just the way they do it, apparently. And so that's really important. The cubic shipping takes the height off automatically. So when you're cubic shipping, you've got, well, maybe I'll just use this. Okay, so cubic ship goes like this. Okay, so this is a box. Say we were going to just ship this box, okay? All right, so you got your dimension. It's like, what, let's see. It's probably like 6 inch by 5 inch by 1 inch, right? Okay. When this box goes into this bag or the padded envelope, you can't tell it's a box in a bag. You got 4 corners, okay? 4 solid corners that they can see. That's how United States Post Office does it. If they can't see these 4 corners and you're taping some stuff in and doing weird stuff, it's a fail. It's got to be 4 corners loose in the bag. It doesn't even look like a box, okay? Now, when you put box in a bag, you get the cubic. Now, the cubic removes the top dimension, so it no longer has thickness. That's how it gets cheap. It only takes these other 2 dimensions, which you're coming here. This box is no longer this size. This box is now this size of this envelope, because you measure the envelope before you put the box in. So if your envelope 17 by 17, that's the only dimension you have. Okay, it's like it's totally flat, but it's not. But that's cubic shipping. All they want to know is this to this. That's it. So that's where it gets cheap. So it takes a while to figure that out, but that's the way it's done. I don't know, it doesn't make any sense at all, but that's just how they do it. It's cubic shipping. So, that can be a wonderful option, if you got a box that will fit well in the bag and be baggy and show all 4 corners, you get a huge discount. Now, I've had shoes shipped to me like that. And they do bag in a box. And God, if I ship a pair of shoes, it's $20 to $30. Those big old stripper platforms. But if I do bag in a box, it's $12. All the way to California. You want to explain that to me? So I would definitely check it out. If it's a good savings for you, I would definitely look into it if it's cheaper than what you're paying now. It's just they only go to a certain weight and they don't like to go over that 17-inch mark. I mean, because that's where your real savings is. After you get over that 17-inch, you're just history. So you can research it yourself. Go on there on pirateship.com and just start punching some zip codes in and weights and size of boxes or envelopes and see where you're at, It shows every bit of shipping. It shows the cheapest price and most expensive, like 10 different listings. And you see it right there. It'll say United States Post Office, say ground rate, priority, flat rate, UPS to expedited, overnight, FedEx. It has all that stuff on there. So you can go, hey, I like this. Now, some of these places you might like it because they come and pick it up from you. Now the post office will pick up your stuff if you got a lot of boxes, but it's like whenever they show up. FedEx will, make an appointment. UPS will make an appointment. To me, UPS are a little bit flaky, but I love you guys, but hey. But FedEx, my experience with FedEx and DHL are so much better than all these other shippers. Okay, now DHL has always been like one of the cheapest shippers, and they're really good. They're really good if you're ordering from the Orient, man. Those suckers will have that stuff faster than people shipping in the States. You'll be here in 4 days from the Orient on DHL, and it's really cheap. So do check it out. Do research it. And if you can get your own little flat rate in there, I mean, you can take these prices and add $1 to each one and make $1 off that deal. And there you have it. And getting scales, it's like nothing. I mean, if you have to, you could just get that scale, that kitchen scale at Walmart. It probably has grams and everything on it. You need grams and pounds. You need grams for jewelry, but you need ounces and pounds for shipping. So as long as you got ounces and pounds, you're set. Just remember, how big are you shipping? I mean, if you're just shipping, like games and stuff like that, you can measure it well on this, but you can't put a big giant box over the top of this. It's hanging up. That's not going to be even right. And other than the fact you can't see the digital, to read it. So it's got to be accurate. And then this is for your bigger stuff in the pounds. And then always round it up just a hair. If it's like 3 pounds and 2 ounces, I would make it 3 pounds and 3 ounces. If it's 8 ounces, I would take it up to 10 ounces. If it's 5 pounds and 5/8 ounce, I would just make it 6 pounds. That way you're covered no matter what, and they don't ship it back. So that way it's always covered. Plus, if you have to do a return and you're doing it on a website that you're working on, like a platform like Etsy or eBay or whatever, then you make sure that item is going to be able to come back at the same rate you shipped it out on. If you've got to make them a printout. I don't take returns. You have to twist my arm to make me take a return. I give a really down-to-earth ad. I had ads on eBay years ago, and my daughter would read it. I'm like, you need to read this ad. And she would read it, and you'd almost go to tears. It was so pitiful, the ad. It was just so depressing, so sad. But you have to be bone dry honest with these people. They need to know what they're buying exactly. Put it all in there, no matter how painful and sorry it sounds. If you really want to sell it, just be honest. That way there's no big surprises when they get it. They're not pissed off. They're not going to leave you bad feedback. And they're not going to reject your money and demand a return. So, there's scam artists out there and everything else. And some people don't understand or they didn't read something. But, basically just be really honest with your ad. And it gets you so much further. You've got to read the ad. It's like these people, like on the Facebook, Letgo, and all that stuff. They don't read the ad. They look at the picture, look at the price, and go, oh, I want that. And they send you messages at 4 a.m. And it's like, are you a retard? And they send you stuff like, does it run? And the sucker's probably for parts, right? You probably got it listed for parts, for scrap. And a sucker, thinks they're going to get a lawnmower that runs for $20 or something. And they'll always send it to you. So it runs good. It's like, did you read the ad? Really? So they never read. They look at pictures of the price, then they'll send you a message. But you need all that stuff in there to protect you legally, especially with, these platforms, with eBay and everything else. If you've got to argue about all this crap, you say, hey, I got it written in the ad. Everything was in the ad, right? So, yep, I see a lot of scams, like people saying they felt like giving a phone away because it's the birthday scam. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's some stupid scams. People are sending back rocks and all that. Federal offense, you pull that crap to USPS. You go into the pen. I literally opened a return up at the post office in front of the postmaster because I knew it was going to be problematic. And do you know, that woman sent me back only one of like 20 items. One. And I knew it before I opened the box. Because I was shipping big giant boxes. I was shipped all the boxes. I shipped her 12 boxes, 16 by 16 by 17. 12 boxes. And they had like 2 or 3 pieces each of porcelain in there. And that shipped me a little tiny box back about the size of a shoe box. Um, just a little bit longer, about 4 inches longer, and had that porcelain in there. And she wadded up 3 pieces of newspaper. That didn't even hold it down. And it come back broken. Opened it right in front of the postmaster. I said, I want you to witness this. So all my packing materials, everything was gone. And on top of that, guess what? That was a look-alike product that wasn't even mine. It was one from somebody else. And I went and looked on her stuff on eBay, and I found that she was ordering from some other people too. And that wench shipped me back somebody else's product. And I shipped her all those boxes of those pieces. And do you know, I got ripped off by PayPal. $1,000. I had to pay to ship each one of those boxes was like $20 a box. She paid for the items. And all I get back is a little tiny box with one broken piece that doesn't even belong to me. I fought with eBay. I fought with PayPal day and night. They gave her that money. I protested it, everything, and still that didn't work either. They still let her keep the money and all my stuff. I was just furious. So, and I had signature delivery confirmation on every single box. I mean, I had all that. Uh, insurance for the retail price of each item. Yeah. So, yeah, they'll try to scam you. They sure will. They had a thing on Etsy just recently where somebody sent a rock or a brick back to the seller so they could get their money back. You have to return it to the seller. And the problem is that it didn't clear the weight, the pre-printed weight on the postage that they were supposed to stick on the box. So then the seller got in trouble because there wasn't sufficient postage. Oh, yeah. And guess what? She opened the box up and it was a freaking brick. Yeah. That's like the newest scam. But now, the guy um on that daily refinement on YouTube that's been shipping on eBay for 5 years makes 100K a year on all used stuff, used clothes and shoes. I swear to God, 100K a year profit. Um, he just got a rock back that somebody returned. He has a 3 month return policy. I would never do that. No and hell no. And because what you get is somebody buying your stuff, wearing it, and then return it, and then just order a new thing. Um, and so he got a rock back, and I mean a pretty big rock. But guess what? He went and showed the rock to somebody, and the rock was worth like $200. So he said he actually made out on the deal because the rock was more valuable than the clothes he had shipped them. And so he sold the rock and made profit. But, it was kind of, he didn't want to file on it. He was like, I'm not even going to waste my time typing it out, filling out the forms, fighting with it back and forth because now I've wasted 2 hours of my time and not got paid for it. He's like, I'm not even going to bother. To me, I'd be typing it out, man. I'd be airmailing it. I'd be doing smoke signals all the way from here to California. I would be so pissed. And I've done a lot of those battles with the customers. You know, I've done several years ago where they claimed it was broken when they got it, and it wasn't. They broke it. They claimed they didn't get it. I had proof of shipping, signature delivery confirmation. They claimed it was broke. Well, okay, ship it back. Oh, well, go ahead, no problem. Ship it back, and I will refund you for your shipping back. I will refund you For my ship charge, I will refund you for the price of the item. And guess what? They won't ship it back. And see, back in the day, we didn't have to pay all that refunding. All we had to pay was the item, refund the item. We didn't have to refund the shipping to and from, none of that crap. All we had to do was refund the item. So, yeah, I offered a refund. I don't think they never want to ship it back. That's a fact. So, you figure out who the scammers are soon enough. But yeah, you'll take some losses every once in a while. Just cover your butt. Make sure you got tracking number. Make sure you got insurance. Make sure you pack it right. You know, and watch that package. And if they send you a message every day at 10 a.m. and go, "Where's my package?" Go look it up. Don't be mean to them. If you've already sent them that tracking number one time, because they don't know how to open a freaking email, then go ahead and look it up for them. See where that sucker's at. And send a message. Okay, it's in Savannah right now. 10 a.m. was the last time they scanned the tracking on it. And it looks like it's probably going to get to your house in 2 more days. And they'll go, okay, thank you. Well, tomorrow they're going to email you again at 10 a.m. Where is my package? I haven't received it. I paid you. And you're going, oh my God, didn't I just talk to them yesterday? Well, they'll do that. They'll worry you to death. I don't know if they're drunk or high or what the problem is, or just lost and confused. But just be nice to them. Answer the question. You know, and just let it ride. Because otherwise they're going to give you bad feedback. So you just got to put up with a lot of caca. Like they're a small child. But yeah. So it's really important. Description is ultimate. Get your shipping down pat. These shipping prices that I went through of making your own ship price, average ship price, those are the hottest going prices for everything that's selling on eBay right now. I'll look at all the sold items. And that is the best reoccurring price of shipping. Reoccurring at that price. There's all kinds of prices on there, but these are the most reoccurring. That means there's the most purchases from people buying it with that price of shipping. So that's a real popular number, if you ask me. So that's how I found that out. So I went back and did my whole friggin' site, redid it all to accommodate that shipping right there. I mean, you can get lower than that shipping, great. But, you know, if you want to go dollar lower or whatever. But this shipping is standard all the way across the United States, from California to Florida, or halfway across states. Those numbers are really good for just, you know, if you just want to lay it on there, because they're going to be pretty true to your weight and everything. And the size of your package or envelope and all that. So, that's just an all-around ballpark figure if you don't want to sit and play with it and guess. You know, and then you can measure it later, do it on pirate ship, or you can pack it all up and take it down to the post office and have them weigh each one. Get a receipt for each order. This guy ordered 3. It's 3 separate boxes or 1 box. You want 1 receipt for all 3. Put it with your paper, you know, your printed out paper of the order. Okay, so say, you know, you got an order, so you print out the paper. It has Joe Banana, and he's in Tennessee, and then it has your name, and it has the items, and what they sell for, and the shipping charge, and all that crap. Okay, and it has the time and the date of the order, and when they paid. And so you get this paper, and when you get the receipt, you can bring all this stuff with you to the post office in a file folder. I've done it with like 30 packages. And so you get this receipt. You get the receipt for their 3 packages or the 1 package. Put it with this. Put it over here. Take the next paper. Lay it on top of this. That way you have your receipts in order. Lay it on top of this. Now ship out their package. Get the receipt. Lay it with this. Till you get to your office or your home. You got a whole stack of all your order stuff. Stick it carefully in the file. Don't mess it up. And then when you get to your office or your home, then staple it. Not paperclip. Staple it over here. That way you can still read the order. I mean, if you'd rather put it over here. The problem is usually there's a lot of printed matter here. So if you staple it over here on this top page, Even though this is stapled over here, you can still read the other pages, and you got your little shipping right there, and it's not blocking a bunch of writing here. And that's what I do. And then if I, for the price of the item, if I, have a receipt for that item, which you really need that, or I take a little piece of paper, rip it off, and write, I bought it at Joe's yard sale, and I paid $3 for this item. That goes there too, stapled with that receipt from the post office. That way you can sit and figure. You can figure your figures out of your profit. Because right off the top, your shipping comes off, and what you paid for the item comes right off the top of this sale. Okay? Right off the top. Okay? Then you got your fees, whatever your fees might be to eBay, whatever, PayPal. Those come off of there too. What's left is your profit. And you have it right on the paper. You can say, I sold 10 of those. Let me see if I made any money on them. I think I might sell those again. And then you know what to buy them for. If you get a bulk rate, or, and who you bought them from, and how much you paid. And go back to that person, and buy them at that place where you got the best deal. It's really important to have all that. And you put them in a box as you sell. Each one's done. You put it in a box. And then that way, if you ever need research to go back and look for an item you sold that you want to reorder from the same people or whatever, where you got it, compare the price. It's right on your paperwork. And your taxes, it's all there for audit. We're ready, and you can always go back and, see. I always did a box for every month. I had a January box, February box, April box. I did one box for every month. All my tickets go in one box. Then I close the box. Then I go to the next box for the next month. And that way I have it all in order with big letters on the front of the box for the year and the month. And then you stack them up in the corner. You keep them for 7 years. But in the event you're ever audited, you're trying to figure out your own taxes, it's really easy to do it. Boom, boom, boom. You got to find out who you ordered from before. You can find it. Boom, boom, boom. Piece cake. So that's the best option. So I hope that helps you guys. And, whether you're shipping commercially, for websites, or you're just doing it to send, Grandma Jones, a cake, whatever it is you're doing, that gives you an idea of how to pack, ship, and some of your best options to ship. But the pirateship.com is kind of cool. You can print that stuff out, pay for it, buy the ticket. You don't have to pay a monthly fee, and just take that stuff down to the post office and stick it in the slot if it'll fit in that slot. You can go after hours when nobody's there and parking's easy, and just bounce right on in there and put that stuff in the slot and roll. Boom, we're done. Save your time, save your gas, save your money. And know that stuff's going to make it. Know that it has a tracking number. And you can opt in for insurance too. They have all these other selections on there too if you want to add it. But do definitely get a tracking number on everything. And it comes free with Pirate Ship, whether it's an envelope, box, whatever. All right. So I hope that helps you guys. I thank you for coming by. And I'll see you in the next vlog. I love you. Have a great night. Be kind to somebody.